marketing is brand messaging. How to ensure that the messaging is going right to the audience and what one should keep in mind so that it resonates well to the target audience of today's time.
Devleena, one of the examples that I was quite enthused to see last year, right, and this happened somewhere around June, July, is when you saw Surf Excel pivoting, right? Now, Surf Excel has had a very promising proposition of Daag Achhe Hain for the longest time, yeah. Now, but Daag Achhe Hain really talks about your a mother, an empowering mother, telling its kid to go out there and live life to the fullest, and if that means you dirty yourself, that's fine. But during the time of the pandemic, you're not gonna see those kids rolling in money. Yeah, and that's the time where your message can look very, very odd to the consumer. Where the consumer will be sort of laughing at you, saying that, are you serious, right? And at that point in time, so I found it really intriguing when I saw Surf Excel pivoting from Daag Achhe Hain to Daag Ghar Pe Rahenge, and they used Hotstar OTT very well. They used the smart TV phenomenon, and they made these ads which were really picture cutouts or really sort of moving images, right? And they really talked about the fact that now that your kids are at home, they're gonna mess up your walls, but don't worry, we are still there for you. So that I felt was a very sensitive and a very interesting way of sort of pivoting. The other part about brand communication that I'm seeing really now rising is moment marketing. Okay, now see, in the US, the largest advertising spending that has happened, over many decades, has really been on the Super Bowl. One time when all of US sits together and waits for the playoffs. Now India never had that. Even though we had our IPLs and our cricket shows, but we were always in some shape or form, distracted by various regional considerations. Even a simple festival like a Pongal is known as a Baisakhi and known as something else in a very, very different part of the country. But really, it is the pandemic that has driven a certain synergy of behavior. Where all of us are seeing the same things at the same time, worrying about the same topics at the same time. We are all facing a lot of similarities of what we're engaging with, right? And this allows a lot of guerrilla marketing opportunities. It allows a lot of moment marketing opportunities. And hence, I would say one of the things that a lot of brands and companies and agencies are trying to build their muscles on is to say, what is the next stage of digital evolution? So far, when we heard of digital, we had to solve for YouTube and Facebook. But really, there is a new animal in the room right now called moment marketing, where I'm supposed to respond within 24 hours. Hey, I did not even get my brief out in 24 hours, right? And now I'm supposed to get a brief, approve it, get my various rounds of thinking going, and it allows marketers and agencies to be far more agile, right? So I would say that's a new trend which is really emerging, yeah. And the third thing which I find really interesting, which is changing, is really the shift in the shopper journey. A lot of the shopper journey so far used to be awareness and television. I would go to the shop, I would find a product, I would pick it up, right? But now with D2C really rising and your big baskets of the world really starting to get some semblance of scale, right? I think the mapping of the consumer journey on how you now purchase your products, where is the role of D2C within that? I think is a question that a lot of mainline marketers are thinking about. And today, if you were to go onto a LinkedIn or a YouTube, you will find a plethora of D2C playbooks for mainline companies right now out there. And I think that's the need of the hour. I think a lot of companies today are investing in the digital ecosystem, are trying to understand how do you map the change consumer journey and what is the kind of advertising and marketing which is relevant for a consumer, which is going to be buying his products digital.